Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're doing cheap mods. This is something that you could do for under 40 bucks, maybe between 30 and 40 bucks, depending on where you get the parts. Now you can get everything off of Amazon. I'll put the part numbers and what I got in the down below in the description. So if you want to do this yourself, you can do this. What I got here is the rear diff breather mod. I have everything either in here or in these packets right here to do said mod. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because when I went out off-roading and I changed my diff fluid, I do think I got some water inside the diff inside the rear differential. So with that said, this is a fairly easy, fairly cheap, inexpensive mod to do. I'll take you along through the process. The only thing I could see that's, that you will need is I believe the only thing you're going to need is a 12 and a 14 millimeter wrench, probably zip ties and something to cut the excess zip ties with. Now, if you want to go the extra route, you might need a drill bit to drill into a place where you might want to locate where you relocate the breather. Let's get to it. What you want to do is you're going to want to remove your the original diff breather, which is located right on the driver's side just to the driver's side of the rear pumpkin here. What it is it's this little guy right here. All you're going to do is unscrew this, and then once this is unscrewed, you're going to put a new fitting in here, run some line, and bring it right on up through here. I'm just contemplating as to where I want to run this line, where I want to put everything, but I have a good idea. So just let's go to step one and get this out. So with the rear diff breather removed, which is this bad boy right here, I'm going to relocate it, a new one, which is in this bag right here, a little higher up, so the likelihood of water getting inside is greatly reduced. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to actually extend where the diff breather lives. How to do that is I have this little threaded nipple that I'm going to put back in where this diff breather went, and then I'm going to run fuel line, 1/4 inch fuel line, up to where I want it relocated. So first step in doing that is let's get this installed, then put the fuel line on and kind of get the length of the fuel line as to where I need it. All right, nipples installed, everything's right here, everything's good to go. Let me just put the fuel line on and then just kind of run it where I want to be so I can cut the fuel line to length. What I've decided to do is actually run everything into the top of my bed safe. Now I did remove the bed safe. It leaves this giant hole over here. You can see mud gets up in there, but however, through all my off-roading adventures and everything else, this has always remained completely dry. So what I plan on doing is using a step drill and drilling a small hole up in here so that way I could put my breather inside here like so. I don't know if you can see the light. There we go. I could put my breather inside here so it'll kind of sit in here and it'll always be protected. So that's what we're going to do now. All right, looks like we have a winner. I went down to the 3/8 mark right down through here. So now it looks like it could just, yeah, it looks like it's just gonna thread through. So that will work perfectly. So using a 3/8 hole, I was able to drill everything through my my little bed safe. It is a solid steel. Now it left enough meat on the outside for me to actually thread this through and get a good watertight seal. So this is what it will look like. So I'm going to attach my hose on the end of it, put a hose clamp on it, and then inside my breather is nice and protected, so this will actually be inside my bed. So if water were actually to get in here, I have much bigger problems than just a rear diff being flooded out. So I feel much better with this setup. So what I'm going to do is reinstall it, run the hose onto it, drop everything down, and just reinstall. I got the locking box back in. I have the hose and the hose clamp on. I have the hose running through here. Now, as you can see up in here, focus, I have everything run through here, comes down the side over here. Bring the fuel line up through here, run it down through these hoses down through here, and then connect to the rear diff breather I have installed right there. Sorry for everything being upside down. Sorry for the sound quality. I know underneath my truck it's a little different, but let me run all the hose, let me cut everything to length and tighten everything down, and everything should be done. Now, if you're doing this yourself, also make sure you leave enough slack in this for suspension travel. You don't want everything nice, right, tight, because if you do, it will rip itself off. So leave, 4, 5, 6 inches worth of slack in travel, so nothing does rip out. So let me button this up and show you the finished product. Again, I'm leaving more than enough slack here in case I have suspension travel, excess amount of suspension travel, then I'm not going to be ripping this out. I installed the hose, plenty of slack down through here. I have one zip tie up in here holding on to one of the wiring harness that goes through here. I ran the hose through existing holes in the frame itself up through here. See, I'm not sure if you can see it, down through here, again down through here, and then up into the breather I have, up into the breather I have up in here in my lockbox. Now, if you don't have the lockbox, you can obviously do it in the little cubby area too as well. I just use the lockbox because of the height location. Now, the other place that some people have done it too, have relocated the breather, is actually in here with the fuel filler cap. I just didn't want to do that. I just felt I didn't want any visible markings showing where it relocated. That's pretty much it. It's a very simple, easy install. Again, 3/8 drill is what you would need if you want to drill it through. Obviously, if you didn't, you could probably zip tie it off someplace else, but I just wanted this to be a little neater and cleaner. If you want to remove the box and do what I did, you are going to need a T30 Torx head bit to remove the bolts. Very simple to do. And then just a little bit of patience and time. Again, it's probably about a 15-20 minute job. I'll put all the part numbers in the description below. I did buy everything off of Amazon with the exception of the Toyota parts. I got those at work. Nothing is really too expensive. I want to say, depending on where you go, you might be $40 into it in total. Maybe anywhere between 30 and 40. Very cheap, easy mod. And the way I look at it, I'd rather spend $30 or $40 on this than having to change my diff fluid every time I go off-road. The diff fluid change costs me about $50 with all the oil and the time. Obviously, it's a maintenance thing, but again, if I can avoid a little bit of unnecessary maintenance, if that's such a thing, then it'd be it's a great mod to do. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. If this is your first time stopping in, subscribe. Until next time, go out and do some stuff.